Hello. It's Hi Linda. It does say I'm alive on YouTube and Facebook, and that's always a good sign. I hate this time change. Hi Rosie, welcome. We're gonna give it about 2 minutes so everybody catches up with us. I have 3 cards tonight. Okay, in about another 30 seconds, we're just gonna go right into the cards. It's 8 o'clock. We're gonna get started. I'm gonna flip the camera down so we can start. Okay, here we go. Let me straighten the camera a little bit. I don't want to make you dizzy. I think it's okay. To me, it looks crooked a little, but we're okay. All right, this is the stamp set that we are going to use, and this is the new packaging for Stampin' Up. And I'm not sure if I like it or not. I'm so used to our wonderful plastic cases. Now I can buy the cases and transfer them over if I want to, but I'll see how these work. But the dies are the same size, and everything. Okay, um, and something different. They have the images of the die on the packages where the other ones are not. They just have this. Okay. With that being said, I went ahead and I put. Oh, I didn't do that with. No, I'm sorry. That's the stamp set on the dies. They're just in here with and I put mine on magnetic sheet. Okay, because once you take it off of the piece of cardboard that they're on, yes, it would, Rosie. I could do it this way and then put front and back to each one, and then I can do that and it would fit. So yes, they would fit in with the stamp set. In fact, I might do that way. they're together, because that's what I do with my um, cases. I put the dies with the stamp set. You wouldn't believe how many dies I have downstairs that's not with the stamp sets. So I have to sit down with something one day and do all that. But anyway, we're going to get started. I'm going to get the dies out. And I'm going to show you how to use these two right here. Okay. Here's the card. And I'm sorry, I don't like these here. I guess because they're crooked to me. Okay. But this is the first card. I'm going to lay that there. And then I'm going to bring out the pieces. When you stamp this image, it's going to turn out like this. Okay. So what you're going to do, let me get some Post-it tape. What you're going to do is you're going to lay your die right on top of this. Let me move you in so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, I just got to remember to move out. But you're going to line these up for the images there. Now you can do it this way. Okay. So I'm going to tear this. I'm just going to hold this down till I do the other part. And then this piece lays inside, and you're going to mount it or line it up to the images on the inside. Now you don't have to do it this way. You can do it separately. Okay. But you're going to line this up. I'm going to take this Post-it tape off, maybe. All right. And I try to line the outside up more even so that there's white the same amount around, if that makes sense. And then this moves, so got to straighten it out. Okay, that looks good. Take this off. Let's see how this is down here. Looks good. And then I'm going to bring in my, now that I could use my mini cut and emboss machine, but I have everything out for this one, so we're going to use this one. This is the daddy, the big boss. And we're going to lay that in there. Okay. There we go. And then put it through. Now I'm going to go twice, front and back. You wouldn't have to, but I like doing that just in case it didn't cut right the first time. Then we're going to take the tape off. And then remove the dies, and you have that image that's already cut out. Okay, and that's how I got that. And then, of course, you got to take the backings off of this piece here. Okay, the paper. I just tap it on the table, and most of it comes out. Every now and then you have one that's a little stubborn. So you just take your pick tool, Got them out. Lay that there. And we're going to throw that away. Okay. So, early espresso. Hi, Tina. Early espresso. 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4.25. Okay. Then you need a piece that's 4 by 5.25. That's for the inside. This is Need for Tweed. I think that's what it's called. And this is 4 by 5.25. That will get laid on the front. But before I do, I'm going to get the stamps out. Need that one and these two. The dies will cut these two out, okay, on there. I think, yeah, but, and then of course that. And then the rest you either have to fussy cut or just use as stamps. Okay, so I need this one. For there. And then this one. Okay. Early espresso. We're going to do the inside first. Okay. And then the next one. Like so. And then we're going to take this piece. I'm gonna try to get these even tonight. Much better. Much, much better. Okay. Okay. This we're going to glue on the inside. Okay. Piece of fuzz. And then we can glue this one down on the outside. This is going to get right here. So we're going to just glue that down. If you didn't want to use the glue, you can run this through our adhesive sheets. But it's a pretty nice margin that, you can use the glue. Okay. And then that's just going to go right about there. Just going to pat it down. I went ahead in the stamp set. There is Get Well Soon, Sending Love, Thinking of You, You're on My Mind and in My Heart, Wishing You All the Best, and Here for You Always. And I'm using Get Well Soon. And that's just going to go right over top of those that I stamped. And then these are, let me get them out for you, antique pearls. And what I did, I took a brown Sharpie and I went over it twice to get it the darker brown for early espresso. So we are gonna put them on the card. Like so. And there you have card number 1. Let me bring you out a little more. There we go. I'm gonna lay that up there. Card number 2. These are pretty simple, so, and this is using the one that is with the Peace on Earth. Yeah, Peace on Earth bundle or suite. Okay. Excuse me. This is 4 1/4. It looks awful wide. 4 1/4 by 11. Scored at 5 1/2. Thanks, Tina. Okay. The paper is, this is 1 1/4 by 5 1/4. We're going to lay that there. This piece is 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. That will go there. I went ahead and already stamped this in Secret C, which is the darker color here. And I already went ahead and cut it out. That will get laid there. And then this is the other die in the set. This one here. That doesn't have a stamp to go with it. And I cut 2 out of basic white. Okay. This is for the inside. And this is our Secret C gems. The flat pearls for the in colors for this year. Okay. And that's is what I put on here. So let's go ahead and put the inside in. And all it is this piece of designer series paper. That's going to go right at the bottom. Okay. And we're going to bring in this piece. And if you're using directional, I think if you look at this paper, it's really, I think you can use it anyway, but most of this is all going up. So, and this isn't folded straight. See if I can straighten it. Okay. And then we're going to put this one down. These are simple cards, and that's all about me. I like simple. Easy, quick. Put that there. And we're going to lay this down. So I want to just keep this end open a little. And that side. So I'm just going to put glue all around it, because I'm going to slide those white ones in. Put that right about there. I have to put thinking of you at the top. Get the thinking of you out. Oh, that's get well soon. Oh no, I didn't do that one because it's stamped right on the paper. Okay, thinking of you. Secret C. A block. Tap, 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 tap. And we'll put that. That'll work. I like it on the Designer Series paper, but I put that down too far. And for these, I just put some glue down the center on the stem. I could get my silicone mat and my little yellow doohickey out. And we're going to just slide that under like so. And then this one. And this gets slid under here. Like so. And then we have our gems. And they come 3 different sizes. Like so. And there you have card number 2. Card number 3 is using Azure Afternoon. And it's this one here. And when you open it up, it goes like that. Okay? So, how to get that? You're gonna 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. Then you're gonna turn your card this way. Lay it on your trimmer. Go to the 1-inch mark over here. 1-inch mark on this side. You're going to take your cutter. Okay. Take your cutter and you're going to go up to that 4 1/4 inch mark. Okay. And then you have that flap. I wanted to show you how to do it actually. Yeah, that is a pretty blue, Tina. But I already had it cut. And I thought, well, it's cut. I'm just going to leave it the way it is. Okay. For this, you need 3/4 inch basic black by 5 by 4. This is 4. And then you need a half. And I'm using the Brights. No, that's Subtles. The Brights is the color group that it's in. And it's our 6x6 family pack of DSP. Okay. So I'm using that. And the one side has flowers, the other has this watercolor look. I'm going to lay that on there. So I'm going to put that down now. So just center that in there. Put this on top. Yeah, I thought so too, Tina. I tried it without it, and it needed something. Okay. And then we're going to take this flap and we're going to put glue on it. And we're going to glue it down. And that's going to stay in place just there. And then that'll close. For the inside, it's a 4x4 piece of basic white that will go on the inside. So we're going to do that now. And then I have another piece that is 4x1/2 inch. And that's just going to get, how do I have this one? Oh, I have it at the top. Okay. For this piece here, 4x3 1/4. That's going to go like that. So we're going to lay that down. 4x3 1/4. And then lay here. And this is your 4-inch way. And then this piece of the designer series paper is a 3x3 1/4. That's going to get laid like that over top so you can see the black. So we're going to lay that down. And you want to try to make it even up top and the sides and the bottom. I went ahead, this is stamped in Azure Afternoon. I went ahead and cut it and everything. That's going to get laid right on the edge. The white's going to be right on the edge of the DSP. So I'm just going to put glue on the border. I'm not worried about any of the out that's protruding over that. Just on the outer shell or the frame. I guess it's a frame. And that's going to get laid right on the edge of that designer series paper. Like so. I went ahead and stamped Thinking of You, and that is done in the Azure Afternoon. That will get laid right here. Okay, so I'm gonna just put glue on it. You could pop it up if you really wanted to. This one is, whoops. Come on, Deb. If you really wanted to, you could put it on dimensionals. And then I'm using these. These are retired, I'm pretty sure. They're the Pecan Pie and clear ribboned adhesive backed gems. And I'm pretty sure they're retired. But I'm using them because I like them. I always have a hard time getting them off. I'm going to put one up there. One here. And one here. And that is all I did with this stamp set. Tomorrow night is scrapbooking night. I'm working on the page now. So I have it pretty well done. I just have to put the verbiage on it, and then I might design a second page. So I might have a 2-page layout tomorrow instead of just one. And I really like, and there's a kind of like a technique I'm going to show you how I made it on my page. I don't want to show you now. I'm going to wait till tomorrow. But anyway, so this is the way I'm storing these right now. But I think I will be adding the magnets, the dies on a magnet with the stamp set. That way I know it won't get lost and I'll know where they're at. I'm not crazy about the new packaging, I'll have to admit to that. Something we got to get used to. You know, us old dogs, we hate to learn new tricks. So, but if there's anything you guys want to see, let me know. I will be working on my Black Friday items. I got some product in today to start working on some stuff. And thanks, Rosie. Yeah, that's my favorite, Rosie, the black and blue. But yeah, so I will share with you what some of the product that I offer at my Black Friday gift giving event. Last year was the first year I offered to-go packets, and I will probably do the same this year. So I got to get busy and get some more stuff done. Thanks, Linda. I knew what you meant, Rosie. All right, guys. Thank you for joining me. I really appreciate it. Let me move it up here so it's not in the light where you see the glare. I put my overhead light off because it shines on here too, and it's bad enough I have those two shining on there. So, all right, guys. I will be back tomorrow at 8 o'clock for Scrapbooking Wednesday. And I will, on Friday, I'm not sure if it'll be 3D projects, Christmas, I don't know. Whatever I come up with. All right. I'm going to say night, everybody. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate every one of you.